Alright. Seems like I'm doing this a lot lately. But here I am. Oh, we got people in here. I see Tim. What up? Still at work. That'll be me tomorrow. Today's my last. So, alright. New game setup because I decided to wipe everything. I don't even think I have Mod Organizer up. Let me see. I do not. I reinstalled the game, so you guys don't have to sit through that boring shit. MO2 should still have my profile, but it shouldn't have much of anything else. Yep. Yep, that's about it. SKSE. We gotta get rid of SKSE. So I'm gonna do that. What's going on, Lego? SKSE is right there. We're gonna delete that. Apply. Okay. So, for those of you watching, this is I do this way too much. That's a sad thing. The sad thing is that I do this. So I think what happened was like Tim, you pinpointed it directly. So I've used reverb and ambience overhaul with Better Vampires on console a lot. A lot, but the mods that we used to get on well, we still do get on console aren't nearly um, the same mods on Bethesda. So, for example, immersive sounds. We'll pull it up there and we'll go to Bethesda. For some reason, when you go to the mods section here, it loves to open a second page for you. That's fantastic. We'll go to Xbox One because that's what I played on, and so there's Surge on Bethesda that's freaking terrible. Like it'll show you. You could type the exact thing in. It'll give you 6 mods, right? The Japanese, and obviously this is the one we want. So if you look at the file size, 28.3 megabytes for Immersive Sounds Compendium for Xbox. Immersive Sounds Compendium for PC is 216. And that's not including patches that Immersive Sounds requires on PC. Hey, Wind. We saw the same thing with the unofficial patch is actually less on Nexus than it is on Bethesda, but in this case, Immersive Sounds you're getting like a less than 30 megabyte mod for what should be over 200, little over 200. But so, I'm not really sure what's being taken out and what's being left in. I haven't really, you know, I don't really dig into the mods too much. Usually just the ones that I'm involved in some capacity. Um, you'll notice that a lot of Nesbitt's mods that he puts out are identical or in and around the same file size on Nexus as they are on Bethesda.net when it's uploaded on my profile. For the most part, give or take, a couple megabytes here or there. I think I think Markarth Origin on Nexus is under a megabyte, but it's like 1.1 megabytes on Bethesda.net. So I guess it's got to do with like the way the files pack or Bethesda.net packs it for you, or the creation kit does for you. But we're doing a new game install, so I'm getting rid of Bethesda.net. It could kiss my ass for the day. And we'll just go back to the base Nexus I'll pull this up. I also have my recently this is actually a good mod list. I did the Red Guard off of this, and I did Athror's last one that you saw earlier today off this. So I'm going to be using that list as a base. I probably won't be going to the Nordic Guide for anything. I'm probably just going to just copy everything. But this is a brand new game install. So like I said, I just updated my drivers for NVIDIA because the GeForce had an update. So I just finished that as well. Game is installed. Right? We got to run it from well, you'll see once it installs, you get your base files, right? Everything's there. You still have to run it we still got to play it from Steam. Preparing to launch. Yep. Options. Go Ultra. Untick the windowed. Make sure it's there again. I always do that twice. Or sometimes I'll go down, I'll hit medium or high, and then I go back to ultra. Make sure they're unticked. Hit OK. Hit play. It'll boot up once. Like this is with no mods. And you'll see I still have a couple. Ooh. Because the GeForce Experience is trying to. Hold on, I gotta Alt Tab out so you guys can see this. You should be able to see this. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. It's just a little bit lagging. Okay. Let me reopen the game here. So I do have some. Well, we got the prisoner. We're gonna delete his. Okay, that's all you need to do. That's it. Quit. And the mega cursor, I hate that. Okay, we could put Steam. Steam can go away. Okay. So, mod organizer. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, just because I have the. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Let me open up a new one. We'll open up two right next to each other. I put this one over here. This is my base. So this is the Skyrim Special Edition, my game folder. I'm going to go to my downloads. Don't mind the porn. I don't think there's any in there. I want this one here. I want the Creation Kit Ini that Nesbit sent me. I could delete this. We're going to throw this in here. Okay. Minimize that again. Maximize that again. Minimize that. We'll maximize that. Okay. What I like to do is clean the masters. What's going on, Ren? Loki. There is a Bethesda version for PC. I can show you that real quick. I don't know why anybody would want to download a Bethesda mod for PC off of Bethesda.net. Because you have to go back in and then delete it so it doesn't count towards your ESP total. Am I not logged in? Remember my name, my account number. Somebody must have been playing on my account. When you go, wow, did I do the wrong one? I did. Okay. Skyrim. Yeah, I did. Okay. So Bethesda dashboard. Okay. There we go. Platforms. PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. So if you click on the PC link, you could see less than 5,000 mods for PC on Bethesda.net. And I can see you guys are buffering right now. God damn it. However, Xbox has over 10,000 mods. So there are some there's less than 5,000 PC mods on BNet, right? Here's the Xbox mod list, 10,157. Here's the PC on Bethesda.net, 4,881. The unofficial patch. I'm kind of curious to see this, right? So you'll notice the PC version of the unofficial patch on Bethesda.net is also 424 megabytes, right? So if you're playing on PC, why would you go to Bethesda.net to download a 424.4 megabyte file? But you can go to the Nexus, right? Get the better version of it for 176.2 megabytes. Isn't that insane? Same mod, and not nearly as descriptive. Well, not that Arthmore really. I mean, he links Nexus, I'm assuming, here somewhere. He links his page, AFK mods, AFK mods. He links his Patreon, which is, right. But he did update it, so this one looks like it was updated November 22nd. Okay. Why you would get PC mods from, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah. I don't know where you'd go to find out how many mods are on Nexus. I'm assuming somewhere on the main page there would be like a total list, right? Let's see. We host here. We host 236,982 files for 847 games from 98,388 authors, serving 18,831,270 members. That's like 3.5 billion downloads, I think that is. 1, 2, 3 million billion, yeah. 3,650,000,000 downloads to date. 237,000 files. Right. Original Skyrim's got 62.1k downloads for mods on Nexus, I guess. I'm not really sure how that works out. Oh no, I'm sorry. 1.7 billion to 417.1 million for special edition. Unless that's the files. I'm not 100% sure. Mel. What's going on, Mel? How's it hanging? Bethesda.net sucks. That's all I have to say about that. What am I doing? Yeah, base game. Well, we have Xedit. I think I do. Yeah. Gonna clean the masters. Probably gonna pull up Nordic Guide for this because of Dawn Guard. Didn't think I was gonna. You'd think I'd know this by now. You'd think I know exactly what to clean from Dawn Guard off the top of my head. I don't. Preparation. Go to prep. Go to cleaning the masters. Let me just X this out here for a second. Let it reload. There it is. Hit the Wi-Fi button. If you guys are posting pictures of food, I am extremely hungry. And you guys feel free to send me a pizza. Or something. New version for SSE of Complete Crafting Overhaul. Sweet. They still didn't update helmet toggle, did they? Those bastards. Okay. So I made sure I got rid of all my downloads. My saves are gone. Archives are basic. Data's fine. Plugins are what they are. Let's go to Xedit. Quick auto clean. We're gonna work on Athlor's profile because that's what I'm gonna be using. Oh hey, if Loki joined the Heretics, absolutely. See, Lego, I told you. With great power comes great heresy. Your influence is spreading. I'll tell you, how mad am I about this, right? There's no other mod like that. I'm tempted to make it myself. Like, if anybody has that file, will you please send it to me? I don't know if it's down for maintenance or if it's just gone, but I I I need it. I absolutely need it. Let's clean these masters. Quick auto clean. Run. Ooh, changes. Oh, that's right. Elementor updated this. So you'll get this nice whenever you run xedit quick auto clean or xedit itself 4.0.3. So I updated to this is the new version of it, right? And he goes through all his bug fixes, everything he's done. Quite a bit actually. These are the minor changes. There's a lot. It works just the same from what I've seen. It's a little bit faster. I tried the Ellie. Well, you can use it on Ellie, yeah, but I tried the Ellie. I was going to convert it myself and just use it for private play, but then today happened, and I'm assuming what happened was baked files from Reverb, because Reverb, you know how we used to use Reverb and Ambience Overhaul on Xbox all the time? Yeah, well, when you go to use it on PC with Better Vampires, well, even without Better Vampires, your Vampiric Drain just kind of locks until you switch out to another magic spell. And it has to be a spell. It can't be a weapon. I tried it with the weapon. It doesn't work. Um, anyway, you can just click out of that. Every time you do it, that box is gonna pop up too. That's the only annoying thing. So update ESM. You'll notice the base game has been removed from the quick auto clean. It was there in the previous version. It is now not there. So I guess there were people that actually cleaned the base game. I'm assuming that's why it's not there now. So just go right to update and run it. Well, yeah, yes and no. I uh I had two other characters copied from this setup. Well, here my setup's right here. Oh, this is auto. Hold on, wrong one. Well, this is auto cleaning. I can't really highlight it. I could expand this so you guys can see. This was my list, starting from bottom to top because that's the way the mod list likes to show it. If anybody knows how to invert it, let me know. I I mean word wrap font edit. Uh, I don't know. Maybe select all and swap. I don't know if that'll work, but anyway, there's no option to swap it. So from bottom to top, that's how I do it. We're like I said, yeah. Oh, and my journal. I deleted my journal. Or did I? Crap. I might have deleted my journal. I may have to write my journal. I may have to remod my journal all over again. So anyway, let me well, like I said, it's not that important. I could go in and make a new mod for the journal. That'll take me about 8 minutes to do. It's a pretty easy mod to make. It's a basic book. They're not that bad. And honestly, if you're doing all that work just to invert it, it's not that big a deal, you know? Not that big a deal. This is my list. Uh, what I was running here in audio, reverb and ambience overhaul, with the alternate start patch because alternate start was technically above it. But I'm not going to be running reverb. I want to run lucidity and immersive sounds, and that's it. So let me minimize this, get this off. All right. So update ESM, start, done saving. It's applying filter. A little more efficient. Yeah, if it was buffering here earlier, but it's not doing it now, so. Oh, Wind, if you do that, that'd be awesome. And Loki's playing Enderal. Oh, would you start it over again? That's a great game. Enderal is so much fun. You don't have as much freedom with I mean, they really force magic on you in that game. That's like the first thing that I mean that's really I mean you get equipment, you get gear and stuff like that, right? But they really do force magic on you, which isn't a bad thing, you know. I like most of my characters are mages. But you actually have the most freedom with your mage. If you do play a mage, you have the most freedom, the most versatility. It's one of the few games I've played in probably the last 15 years that's like that. I mean, even Skyrim when it came out, I mean, if you were going to be a stereotypical Dragonborn, what were you doing? You know, maybe sword and board, or add in a bow, maybe some magic for healing, or throw a fireball once in a while. If you were going for like a completionist run in like 2012 when the games was out a couple months, and then obviously a lot of people started putting YouTube. I mean, these were the early builds. I mean, these were the vanilla. The vanilla builds were the first ones that were coming out. They were fun. All right, update's done. Update takes a while, but quick auto clean does the job. You can back out. You can go right back into quick auto clean to do Dawn Guard. You don't even have to close that out. So like I said, you're going to get the X edit. What's new? I'm assuming Elminster's going to leave this here. Uh, so if you feel like reading the bug fixes or what's new in here, you know, um, go right to Dawn Guard here. Select one at a time, and then I'll manually clean Dawn Guard. Oh, which I should probably bring that up, shouldn't I? I have it here. Manually cleaning Dawn Guard. We'll get to that in a minute. You'll also see I have the script extender main page open and the EMB series page open. Don't worry about those yet. Well, script extender, yes, but don't worry about the EMB yet. I just like to keep them up when I start these things, just in case. Dawn Guard usually doesn't take that long. And the only thing I'm going to clean are the masters. I'm really going to leave everything else alone. Because that was another thing that I did with the previous one. I'm going to I'm going to leave everything else that says to clean. I'm going to leave it all alone. I'm going to leave it right the hell alone. Sorry. I'm doing this to prep you for when you get your GPU, buddy. This is all for you. All of this is repetition for you. It's this isn't me screwing things up. This is me helping you out. All right, background loader's finished. When you see the quick clean mode finished, background loader finished, then you're done. You'll see the other things in here with Dawn Guard, Cell, Block 5, Sub Block 3. You know, I could probably go into here now, but you want to be on manual clean when you do this. But I'm kind of showing you like where it's going to start you. That's going to be the first one. So this is the quick clean. You want to do this one first for Dawn Guard only. Dawn Guard is the only one that gets the quick clean and then a manual clean. The rest are just quick auto clean. It makes it so much easier. Before you used to have to apply the filter and apply for cleaning and all that other nonsense. So that's going to close down. Let me minimize this a little bit. I'll keep it centered, right? So from quick auto clean, just go to Xedit, SSC edit, TES5 edit, however it is. That's how I name it, SSC edit. Skyrim Special Edition. Run it. This one's a little different. You're still going to get the box, but they're all going to be checked. So you're going to right click, select none. Then you're going to manually select Dawnguard only. Update in Skyrim. Now that pops up here because these are masters for Dawnguard. That's normal. The black box, not the check mark. And then just do the same thing. I'm going to refer myself to the Dawnguard ESM manual cleaning. Normal version, not quick auto clean. See, so I almost did that. I almost made a fudgy. What do you mean you can't use MO2? And Mel is spinning. That is typical. You feeling better, Mel? Please say yes. I want you to say yes to that statement. No, I was being serious. I really am. I was really hoping you're feeling better. Yeah, Sonar, like I don't get how SKSE. I'm gonna walk you through this, so pay attention. It's gonna work. It works. I don't know how you weren't getting it to work. So I know I screw up things in my load order, but not this beginning part. See, once Mel builds her PC, she's gonna be a pro at this in like a week. She's gonna be popping mods out in like 3 weeks, like fully done. Ooh, yeah, fully done mods. All right, background loader finished. So I like to go back and forth. I do it for each one. You already saw me go to the first one. For Dawnguard ESM, navigate to cell block 5, sub block 3, the Riften Ragged Flagon. That was the one that I was showing you before. So expand Dawnguard. Cell is right here. Block 5. Sub block 3 is right here. You can see it's still in red. Left click on it once. You want to be under the Dawnguard ESM. Because there's Skyrim here, the two masters for it are on the left. You want to be on the furthest one to the right hand side. And you'll see it down here at the bottom, Riften Ratway Zone. This is an encounter zone. You highlight it once with the left click, you right click. Is it remove? Hold on, I have to refer. It's been quite a bit since I did it. Yeah, right click, remove. Okay. Just remove. You get a nice little message. Yes, I'm absolutely sure. And then it goes away. Then your encounter zone looks green. It's all nice and happy. You're going to stay in here. Keep cell open, but you can close block 5. That part's done now. You can move on to the next one. It's block 2, sub block 1. So you're going to expand block 2, sub block 1. Now this is already green, but it needs to be cleaned anyway. So you don't have to really highlight that. You could just right click on it. Remove is going to be down here. Now this is changed a little bit, but it's the same. It's almost in the same area. You're going to get a little different one here. Permanently remove CW guard template. So this little cell here, remove that. Okay. And then if you needed to check out where it was, you could see it. Then collapse block 2. Go back to your check. You could find this on Nordic. You could find this on Yasht. You could find this Lexi guide, the Tuco guide, I think, and Phoenix. I'm assuming Some of the other ones that pop up have it as well. So this one's done here. You can see CW guard templates how it was. They even show you removes right there. The last one is cell block 8. The entire sub block 1 gets removed. So cell block 8 right here. Sub block 1. This whole thing. Remove. And hit yes. Okay. So that's it. Close SSC edit. It auto saves. Bam. DawnGuard ESM. Backup plugins. You don't have to worry about the backup plugins yet. We have 2 more to do, Hearthfire and Dragonborn. Go back to your quick auto clean. Select run. You can collapse that window. You'll notice Skyrim ESM is gone. The rest of them are unchecked. Select Hearthfire. And update is the only one that's a master, not DawnGuard, so you only have update. I'm assuming the base game is also a master for Hearthfire as well. You want the easiest load order ever, Mel? Is any load order easy? Okay. Hearthfire's done. 17 seconds to quick auto clean it. Background loader finished. You're done. That one goes bye-bye. You're still on quick auto clean. Last one, Dragonborn. Collapse. Select Dragonborn from the menu. Update's the only master for Dragonborn as well. And the base game. He kind of makes it foolproof so that nobody accidentally cleans the base game with the quick clean. Internet bunk. Straight out of Compton. 16 seconds for Dragonborn. That's not bad. And you're done. Masters are cleaned. Bam. Okay. You got a little error here. Well, it's not an error. It's just telling me there's something in my overwrite mod. Which is all your, everything you just cleaned. So what I do with that is I delete them. See you later. You're done. Okay. Now, my next step is SKSE, Sonar. You're fine with using Vortex? I know absolutely nothing about Vortex. I was going to use Vortex. I was talked out of it. I'll show you how to do it on MO2 though. It's pretty easy. Alright. Current SE build 2.0.17. This 7-zip file, archive. Do that. Download it. We're going to close down. Let me open this up a little bit. I don't know why my windows are closing the way they are. Alright. See it down here at the bottom? You just drag it to your desktop, right? So it's right there. Okay. I'm going to close down my browser, but I'm going to open Mod Organizer. We're going to keep this up. You have to do a couple steps. First, it's zipped up. You have to unzip it. You right click, 7-zip, extract to SKSE, and this is the version number, right? You want to extract here. It's going to open up a little folder here on the side. I like to pull the folder next to my zip archive, but you're going to open, well, here. This is my game folder, right? C, mine's in C, program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, Skyrim special edition. So these are my special editions. This is my game, not your data folder, your actual game folder. Then you're going to open up the SKSE folder that you just got. You're going to place this window over here. Okay. What I do is anything that has SKSE in front of it, these ones here at the bottom, right? You can you could select them all like this. You can control select them individually. Doesn't matter. drag them all, it'll show you there's 5. You don't need all 5. I take 5. And I just paste them in there. That's it. This right here, see this? Don't worry about this. Close this out. Okay. This right here, this whole folder, just minimize it. Okay. We're going to go right in the mod organizer. Okay. So you'll notice I still have this on my desktop. Okay. This icon up here, if it wants to go for me, install new mod from an archive. Well, this is an archive here. Hit this once. It's going to pull up. Now it's going to pull up my desktop. You could search your computer if it went somewhere else, but I always recommend at least putting them on the desktop. It's pretty easy to find. There's usually, your programs, any other files there. You can see it's right here, right? File name, it's right there. You're going to add it. It's going to add it like a mod because you need the scripts as a mod. And just hit open. Okay. Now, what I do is I rename this. Like I put SKSE in caps, right? And I keep 64. This is the version, right? 017. I just put space and I type in scripts. Okay, but you're not done yet. This no game data on top level has to be changed. Here's data. This is the file, right? Expand this with the arrow. Now you see this data. You can expand this more if you want to. These are the scripts, the source, everything else. But let me back up for a second here. I'll go all the way back. You can't right click on this and set this one. This one won't set. Okay. Expand this one. You always want the data that's in the checkbox as your data directory. Even if you expand this just to make sure the scripts are there, you're going to hover over this data. You're going to right click, set it so it looks good. You're going to hit OK. That's going to install SKSE officially for you. Going to pop right up here. You're going to activate it. But you're still not done yet because you have to add SKSE to your executables tab over here. Now I deleted mine. I purposely deleted it so I could show you guys. Most of you already know how to do this. There's nothing here. I have Finis, I have the creation kit, I have zedit, I have all my special edition launcher. You're not going to use these, right? But you have to add it to the executables. So your executables, right here, configure, okay? But it's not in this list, so the plus icon, you're going to add a new one, okay? And you have to name it. It's going to be, oh, I had caps on, SKSE. Okay. Your binary is where it's located. So for me, remember we placed those files into our game folder? Every time you launch SKSE from ML2, it does to the main menu and it locks up. When you installed the game, did you run it from Steam before you did anything else? Like, did you get not these SKSE files, but everything above it? Did you get all of these? You had to have run this from Steam directly, which means from here. Once you install the game, instead of after it says install, it'll say play. You have to play it from here first because it won't fail for you if you do it this way. The only other way I could think of that you possibly could have done it is you could have possibly got the VR build by accident or the classic, which is LE, the 1.7.3. That's the only way that I could possibly think of that you could have did that. Here's what we're looking for. The SKSE64 loader. See this? This is the one we have to add. Well, I'm not on that right now, so mine's in my special edition folder. Right? It's the same thing. I have the folder up here. The loader's right down there. Right? But you see the loader's now in here? And if you look at my directory here, C, Program Files, x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Special Edition. There's my data, but you'll see the SKSE loader Just select it, hit OK, or hit open, I'm sorry. So that's it. I like to use the applications icons. It's going to give me a generic icon for some reason. Hit apply, hit OK. So now when you hit the drop down, it's going to be at the very bottom, or in your case, it might be up towards the top. You may not. You're going to have this. You may have loot from MO2. You probably won't have the rest of the stuff that I have. These are other executables that I have listed. But see, SKSE's here. We're going to run this right now. I'm going to switch OBS over to game capture. You guys should be able to see this. Okay. This is how you know SKSE is running. Hit run. Okay. Okay. So you're on the main page here, right? Don't do anything. Hit the tilde key. It's going to bring up your console. You see the console pop up? That's awesome. You all see it. Type in, what is it? Get, oh, get SKSE version. Okay, hit enter. No spaces in there. See that? Version 2.0.17. That's it. That's how you know SKSE is working. That's it. That's all you need. You can hit the tilde key again to close the console command and quit out of here. SKSE is installed. It's working. You don't need these. See these? Delete them. They're junk. You don't need them. You have it. You have the scripts right here, right? And if you want to, you could right click, or I'm sorry, you can double left click, go to the file tree, the scripts, see them all? Everything's right there. That's in that created mod that you made. That's the very first thing you should have. You want to have them in your game folder. That's why I take anything that says SKSE. Like I said, the only things you really need, the 64 Steam Loader DLL, SKSE. This is for your game version 1.5.97. This is the new one, and the loader. These two bottom ones and this one. You don't need the text at all. These two texts you can get rid of, the text files or documents or whatever. This is how I like to do it. It's been trouble-free for me. Here, let me go back. I'm going to read some of the comments. I wanted to get through that. All right. I'm telling you, Sonar, I'm not gonna sway you one way or another, bud. MO2 is a lot more friendly once you get used to it. Like if you were able to, I don't know, like take a picture of like exactly what's going on, or take like a video of what you're doing. Like I'd be more than happy to help you. Just I'm telling you, this MO2, it's so user friendly once you get familiar with it. The hardest part's learning what does what. And you know, Vortex has some similar features. You know, I guess it's me just beating a dead horse. Let's see. So Lexi Guy go through all of this. Lexi Guy goes through a lot, Mel. If you're starting on a guide, probably not Lexi. Lexi Guide goes through an awful lot. I mean, if you know everything that's going on in the guide, yeah, follow it. It's a fantastic guide. But I probably wouldn't recommend it to start. Even I don't even use anything from the Lexi guide. I used a few mods from there because there were some that I found that I needed. But I won't go through that whole list. Do you know what I mean? So you had the right SKSE, you were, because you're able to launch it, but the only problem I had was using on MO2. So you had the SE version of the game with the matching SKSE version. That's somebody put some voodoo on that computer of yours, Sonar. That's what that is. That's voodoo. I think Lego got to the PC with heresy. Oh, Mel, you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to do it, absolutely. Nice, Wind. Quick and dirty video. Now, I gotta ask this because I've never checked, right? The original mod organizer is obsolete. You run LE off of MO2 now too, right? Just because I have no idea, I haven't done it. I have it, but I have it for Enderall. My Enderall profile should still be here. There it is. And then where is it? Oh yeah. So if I want to play Enderall, Enderall's up here, but you'll see nothing's checked and there's no mods for this. I do have to look into mods for Enderall. I kind of want to add some. I kind of want to add some mods to Enderall and start a play that way. I just have to read up a little bit more about it. I'm basically modding a mod. That's really what you're doing with Enderall. But let's get off that for a sec. Let's go to I keep loot up just so I could go in and test things and check stuff. Yeah. Here's another thing too, Sonar. There's a shit ton of people that still play LE. That still play the legendary version of the game. There's a ton more mods. ROL offline? Oh yeah. Looks like we're having trouble connecting. There you go. It's just ours. Because I could see other ones. I could see Couch Warriors. I don't know what that is. Yeah, you guys see that too, right? What the hell would that be? Server settings. Oh, nice win. Yeah, we could still DM. Huh. Let me take a look here. Hold on a second. I have no idea. Unavailable. When did that go off? Who noticed that? Because I'm on Chrome. So, Mel, it's working for you? Okay. So is it? Hold on, let me check because I'm on my phone right here. Let me check on my phone to see. No, it's not working. Unavailable due to a temporary outage. That's exactly what it says. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's back up. It's back up. All good, guys. I can see it now. I'm on here. Hi, Mel. Okay. Let me get off that. I don't know what that was. All right. Also, just a really quick thing, guys. So we've been obviously some of you probably noticed some of the changes uh, in the last couple days. Um, I don't really want to address some of the negative stuff. Most of you pretty much know that stuff already. Let's look at the positives. We have a pretty solid admin team right now. Uh, Rooster, Lego Master Zero, Krypton, Sword, and myself right now. I'm thinking about adding one more to that list, but I'm not 100% on it yet. Um, having Rooster, Master Zero, and Lego is a huge benefit to the server, and it's a blessing to me personally. So you guys, thank you. I really appreciate it. Sword appreciates it. Um, you guys have been awesome being here. We're looking to we've changed some things up. Obviously, if you look, I have it up here now. Obviously on my desktop, you guys can see it. Um, so their admin are going to be the Graybeards. I couldn't think of a role for myself. I'm going to keep it like that for now. Um, we also changed the colors for the scouts. They're like a I don't know, like a lightish yellow instead of the gray because the Graybeards are gray. Makes sense. Trying to incorporate more Skyrim type themes overall, or Elder Scrolls in general, basically. Um, no, it really is. Let me tell you, Mel. I'll be 100% honest with you guys right now. Since Stitch and Chris left, it was difficult because basically I was on 24/7 even when I was asleep. My Discord never shut off. Um, and then you know, luckily Krypton stepped up to help out. So, regulators. But that was it for a while. And like my whole thing is like I'd rather promote from within. It's just like a job that you go to, right? Like I need somebody here that's going to be, they want to be here. That's yeah, it's hard to explain. We do a lot of things in here, but uh we have a really diverse group. And aside from, the occasional bad apple here and there, it's been really friendly. And I think what happened with Stitch was he was starting to get overwhelmed. Like we had a burst of members when TPOS2 uh when we had that come in. And I know that firsthand because I'm going through that myself right now. I don't know if it's stress or if it's just, I've noticed like my attitude sort of change a little bit to where now some of the shenanigans that happened the other day, like I probably would have just let off with the warning. Now it's like, well, no. First I kicked the one, then I banned him, then I, banned another server owner for coming in being an asshole. So it definitely helps to have like a good moderation team, you know, and they have full admin privileges. You know, Chris left a while ago, Mel. He left a while ago. Yeah, you were still traveling. You were still traveling when he left. Stitch left first, I think, and then no, was it Chris? I don't know. I don't even remember at this point. About the same time, within a couple days. But Stitch is still on he's still on Discord. He's on Shane's. Where is it? General. He's right there. Skipper Stitch. Along with Sword, Nesbit, a couple other people, Kohler, Jarl. There's me, Odin, and Shane, right? Chris was still on Skeletor's. The Skeletor kicked him off because he never posted anything, so anyway. I talked to him on and off too. It's when I talked to him in the middle of November, just to say hi, see how he was doing. But anyway, so yeah, it's I'm happy that we're doing what we're doing. Like it feels like a relief for me just to know that I have like a solid moderation staff there, and like it's no different than it was, to be honest, guys. It's just it's go about it, have fun, do your thing, you know. I left SOS after all this. I couldn't take being there anymore, you know. It's to be honest, it was more toxic than being in Tarshana's Discord. So technically she was right, but you know, it is what it is. I'd rather focus on ROL. That's my main focus. That and, eventually get into the slow order. I don't even know what I'm doing. We're not installing EMB net yet. This. All right, there we go. SKSE. So we can get rid of this. Queen of the Masters. We could probably back out of this too. Okay. So you could pick a guide, Mel. If you're looking for a guide for something like, I bounce back and forth between the Nordic Skyrim guide, and it's all on the description page. You don't have to go into the files or anything like that. You can go to the posts and the forums here if you want to, but everything's right in the description. They're all in categories like spoilers. They show you everything here. Preparation. I was just in there about the guide. Then you start off with like your UI and core mods. I have my list. Let me go back to my list here. So we got SKSE. Then I always start with my core mods. SKSE for me is essentially, it's a core mod, but it's a little more important. It's what's going to run your game. I'll tell you, Lexi's guide is solid. It's solid, but it's long. You're going to devote a lot of time to that. And when you do and you're done, you're going to be really happy with your game. It's got a little bit of flexibility as well. Like I said, I only pick some mods off there, but all right, before I do anything else, let me do this. I'm going to close Mod Organizer really quick. Close this down. This is my mod list. I'm just going to minimize this. I'm actually going to open up another Nexus. Since I can't apparently be bothered to type properly. We'll go back to Special Edition again. We're going to pull up the Yash guide. So I have both. No returns. Really? Did the guide go down? Oh my god, Rooster, the guide went down again. It's not there. What the hell? Right? The Yash mod is there. Get another hardcore, right? Yash 2. I'm on SE. Come on. Let me close this down. Maybe I messed it up by doing that. Okay. Try it again. I think the Yash guy got pulled again, or it's down, or whatever. YASH. Yeah, it usually pops right up. Yeah, so if you just close this out and you type in just type that in. It should give you a link to Nexus mods for special edition, so just open it. And it's probably gonna, yep, there it is. It's hidden. 6th of December at 1:48. So the Ash guide is now hidden. Yeah, it's hidden, Rooster. Check it out. Hidden December 6th at 1:48 p.m. for the following reasons. CCOR update. Feels good, man. So he hid his whole guide for the update. Okay. That's awesome. I didn't know he did that, but whatever. I'm gonna go back to playing console. Screw this PC shit. Who wants a $3,000 computer? I'm giving it away. It sucks. That guide goes down more than any other thing I've ever seen. We'll do it from the Lexi guide. Go back to preparation. All right. There's gonna be a little thing at the bottom called Bethany. If you don't know what Bethany is, it's right here. Open the link. It's on Nexus. Bethany, pronounced Bethany. It looks like, kid writing, but we're gonna tweak some settings with this. Has no requirements, but there's the Tuco guide, the Modellist guide. That's another one to follow. That's pretty standard. So you get it here from the files section. It's a manual download. Right. You would put that into make a mod folder here's where I keep mine in my modding tools. Bethany, right here. So you have the exe. Why the icons don't show up, sometimes I have no idea. I also have it on my desktop here. That's where I'm going to go from. So let me go back to my game folder, leave that there, minimize it. We're going to open this up. Now, Mod Organizer cannot be running while this is loading up. You'll see it's loading up settings. I'm going to click off of this. We're going to go back to this one. There's a mini guide here. I think this is it. This takes me to the Ash guide. Oh, this is just for grass. Okay. Well, I could do this one off memory, I think. We'll see. So we'll try this one here. What do you want? What do you want? Untick. Windowed borderless. VSync. Lock frame rate. Make sure they're all unticked. You want to hit recommended recommended tweaks. Set anti-aliasing to none. We're going to take care of that with EMB. Make sure Bethany presets is ticked. And then your preset. Select whichever one you want. If you have a lower end PC, I'd probably say low to medium. I don't know anybody that's probably going to pick poor. I mean, that'd be like, even console would probably be low. But I usually pick ultra. I'm going to pick high this time because I'm going to be running a lot of mods with this. So I'll pick high. You'll see this revert, right? Just unsync vsync. Select none, okay. Make sure that's ticked. Go over to general. Make sure Modder's Paradise mode is unticked. Post load time 2000. This looks good. Leave everything else here like it is. Okay. Go to gameplay. Make sure remove borders is unticked. Over encumber reminder at 60. That's right. Yep. You could adjust the combat. I usually keep this default, and I make sure NPCs use ammo is ticked. That's off by default. Make sure that's ticked. We're going to go to the interface tab. The Bethesda modding platform. Make sure that's unticked. This toggles the built-in modding platform. If disabled, Creation Club news will no longer appear, but the mods and Creation Club buttons will still be active. I hate the Creation Club news. I don't like the Creation Club at all. Don't like it. The only other thing I'd recommend is your mouse settings, the sensitivity and everything. You could adjust this as you want. Everything else should default. You're just, like I said, this Bethesda modding platform, untick that. It's a pain in the ass. Go to detail. Now this is the one I get confused, and I think everything here I have is good. Lens flare, untick that. Interior God rays, untick that. Field of view, you can set to whatever you like. Most people keep it between 80 and 90. I usually had it at 88, but I put it back to 85. Shadow resolution, this will default to 4096. Make sure it's at 2048. Ambient occlusion, SSAO full. I'm trying to think of what else. Sun shadow update time. So this will normally say 1. I put this at 0. Tree shadows I untick. Improve shader I untick. And view distance. So this is for your grass fade. I set mine to 18,000. So the further out, the grass will fade. You could adjust yours however you like to. A lot of people keep them around 14, 15, 10. It defaults to 10. I put mine at 18. So you can see other thing like the Bethany preset is high. It's right there. Go to visual. Let's see. Far off tree distance. I don't think I touched anything on this one. You can go back to basic, hit save and exit. It'll automatically save. It'll close it down. You could open MO2 back up. MO2 just can't be open when you do it. So let me go back up and I'll see if I can read some of the comments here. Let's see. So Loki needs the separators. I need the separators. I might have them. Hold on. Let me see if I have them still. I should have them down in the downloads. Ooh. Let me do this. Let me open another one. Do I have them? Mod list. Plugins. I should. Hold on, let me maximize this out so it'll be a little easier for me to read. Separators. Yep, I have them here. Right here. There we go. Awesome. Close this down. Minimize this. Alright. So the separators. I guess it doesn't matter, right? Is there anything I'm not using? Yeah, I don't think you could set the data directory for this. This should be fine. Most likely not work. Ignore. Yeah, it doesn't work. Remove. Okay. Do it again. Unless I don't really have them. Hold on. Rooster, if you're still in the chat there, because I only did this one other time with the separators. Try it again. I didn't add them like this, did I? I think I just pasted them in. Cancel that out. Let me open it. Let me try this. Nope. Yeah, I'm trying to add the separators in. I forget how to do it. I only did it the one time. You're probably looking on the screen thinking I'm an idiot about it. I tried adding it as a mod, and then I tried copy and pasting. But I'm pretty sure I added it as a mod. In the Skyrim SE mods folder. Okay. Alright. So for me, that's users, me, app data, local, mod organizers, Skyrim, mods. Alright. So do this. Copy them all. So where your mods are for MO2, let me just move SKSE up to the top. If it works. Ah, damn it. Alright, there we go. I'll fix it when I get here. There you go. So there they are. They're all on screen. I'm just gonna double check SKSE because I hope I didn't mess that up. File tree, scripts. Nope, everything's good. Okay. And let me just make sure I also have that saved as a download. I should. Okay. Close that down. So yeah, there's your separators. Yep. So MO2 is refreshed. This is the most handy thing on here. I use it for text gen, dying a lot. What else? What else? What else? Created mods. You just want to see, you want to refresh something after you move it just to see what's overwriting. So these are your categories here. Or these are categories you could potentially have depending on how you want to set them up. But these are all basically set up right. I keep SKSE above my core mods, even though it could potentially fall into the core mods category. This is just me. You guys are free to do it however you like. That's just me. So I'm basically ready to go with my list. We are going to need Nexus up. You notice I still have EMB up, but we're gonna get to EMB later. Yeah, let me pull up my list. So SSC engine fixes. I could probably pull up the Nordic guide for the hell of it. I may as well. Okay. Because this has a lot of the stuff that I use. So this is going to be under the user interface. I recommend if it's the first time you're doing this, read everything. There's a lot there. You're going to spend a lot of time doing it, but it's definitely worth it. And even if you do it, a lot, it doesn't hurt to go back and just brush up on it once in a while. I do it all the time. There's a couple things you could do here. SSC agent fixes. The way that I like it, I don't like to left click on this. I right click and I open this so it opens up so I can keep going back and forth like this. Okay. Engine fixes. What you need is two things from here when it wants to work for me. Okay. Make sure the SKSE version and the game version are the same. You want this 1.5.97. Okay. Part 1 is Mod Manager download. You could manually download it, but why would you when this part you really do with the manager? It's just making sure that you have SKSE installed first. You don't have to read, Mel. You can watch me. Will I do an audio book? I mean, this is kind of like an audio book. Right? Sort of. A little bit. And then you go to your downloads. There it is. Engine fixes. So when the quick install, you could double left click. Here, let me cancel this. You could double left click to bring this up. You could right click and hit install to bring this up. Okay. Never just hit OK. Can't recommend that enough. Never just hit OK. Hit manual because of this. Okay, you have to set the data directory. So this looks good. You have the nice green message at the bottom. You can see SKSE. You can see what's inside each one. But you're looking for the data directory that's with the box with the check in it. That's what you want. Now sometimes the mod won't have that. When we get to one of those, I'll show you what that is. But right click, make sure you set it so it looks good. You can keep the name. You could change it. This one actually gives you the version for the game, 1.5.97 SKSE 64. I usually keep the default for most things. Once it looks good, it's going to install. It's going to go down to the bottom. Now you see with the separators, you're going to have to scroll this back up. This is going to go the very first one in your core mod section, and then you can activate it. But there is a part 2 to this, which is right here. The preloader. Okay. Download this and extract to your main Skyrim folder manually. It cannot be installed with the manager. There is no manager option here. This is required, or the SKSE plugin won't load, meaning this. So manual download, and you'll see it populates it there. Sometimes it'll actually make you press on download. 90% of the time it'll just do it itself. What I like to do, like I said, is I like to work off my desktop. Ooh, damn you, fucker. I just move them over like that because if you mess up, you can just do it again, So, we are going to extract this with 7-zip. Extract to, not to here. I always extract to exactly what it's telling you. This is the folder itself. So let's bring up our game folder again. Put the game folder here. Then you have your second folder from your zip, your archive, right? These three files, just copy. See that number three? Number three is right there. Just paste them. That's it. So they're now in your Skyrim game folder. That's all you need. This and this, you could delete them. Okay. It's pretty easy. The first time you do it, you may be confused, but that's what we have the Discord for. Am I going to color the separators? That's racist. I mean, of course I'm gonna. I forgot how to do that, Rooster. I probably should do that. Let's see. Right click. No, let's see. Oh, select color. Here it is. What do we go with? Salmon. I think I like the salmon. Yeah, let's go with this one. Wait a minute. I did that wrong. I did that wrong, didn't I? No. Well, I could technically, I guess, let's see. That's not it. What the fuck? Oh, the bluey green. 36. Alright, I messed that up. Okay. 5, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 40. 44. Alright. I'm just holding down control. I'm going to select everyone individually. I know you could use the space bar. Main textures, music, audio, loading, user interface, core mods. And then right click, select color, salmon, bam. Okay. When you see them all right here like this, that means your separators are now the color you like. So if I were to move engine fixes down, like say under LOD, it makes a separation. You'll see how this is more once I do this. It took me a little while. I did figure it out, but Rooster had to show me how to do it the first time. He's an invaluable asset, I'm telling you guys. I know, I could select all. I thought I did. Well, I said I hit select color, right? Basic colors, add custom, cancel. Where is select all? All mods? Yeah, I guess technically it'd be all mods. I don't know. Well, either way. Alright, engine fixes is in. So what do I have next? Stay at the system page. It's on the Nordic guide. It is right here. Oh, any fixes. I don't change, well, some people change these. I don't, well, I'm going to change a couple of these. Actually, I think just the sleep wait time. Sleep wait time is the only one that I change. I tried the other one. Let's go to the innies. So you left click, hit any files, and should fixes any. Let's see. What is it? Sleep wait time. Put that at true. close. It's going to ask you to save. Yep. Now, what I did, these are options to change for the engine fixes itself. Some mods will have these, some of them won't. SKSE plugins, some of them, depending on how you want to set them up, you're going to need to change some things. Others, you don't have to worry about it. The tree reflection's true, but only if you're not using an EMB. Well, I plan on using an EMB, so I leave the tree reflections at false. But the sleep wait time, I put that to true. The regular quick saves from false to true, I don't like that because it turns your quick saves into regular saves. Now, it's supposed to be better. I haven't noticed a difference. I like actual quick saves all the time. When I hit that to true, it just populates my saves. Then I have to cycle through them, and then I have to go back and delete them. So I leave that alone. The middle one's the only one that I do, but that's just me personally. Stay at the system page. Updated. We can get rid of engine fixes now. Engine fixes is done. Make sure the requirements are met. SKSE. And then most of the SKSE plugin mods will have your game version and the SKSE version. Or this is the game version in this one, so. I could have sworn this one was updated. Because I had it on my list. 1.5, where's 1.597? And do I have it saved? That's system page SKSE64. Alright, it's probably not this one. Let me see. Updated. Okay. No, it's the same one. Hold on. No. I had an updated version of this. I may have it saved somewhere. Let me take a look. If it's not in my downloads, I may have it in. Under S, right? This is all in alphabetical SE. Alright, so I do have the updated stay at the system page saved here. Which is, thank God, because like I said, put that over on your desktop. I'm going to wind up putting it back in a second. You're going to add this, right? Stay at the system page. So this has the new SKSE version. Open that up. And I like to keep with this one, keep the version. Hit manual. See, this one already looks good. So then hit OK. It's going to go to the bottom. You're going to drag it back up. You're going to do a lot of dragging here. And then activate it. And I am going to save you. And close that out. Alright. So. I gotta start a GoFundMe for you, Mel. Oh, that's right, Win. Thank you very much. That is right. Let me go back to her. I'll show you what she's talking about, guys. So stay at the system page here. Let me open this up. I totally forgot about this. She pointed this out to me the other day. Posts. Where was it? This one here. Okay. DTS update for SKSE. So this is it. It's on Mega. So anybody who needs it, that's where it's at. Okay. You'd hit download. and it's the same version that you just saw me install, 2.0.17, 7-zip file. I keep forgetting about that. That should be, well, it's under the sticky. It's just as good. No, you don't have to. The Nordic Guide, absolutely not. No. They have what they use, like you'll see, here I'll show you real quick. Anything with the Y, that's what Nordic Cold 01 or Nordic 01 Cold, what's his name? Nordic Zero Cold. When this was done, anything with the Y was something that was always used by them. And then it goes by numbers and like sub numbers and letters. So, for example, like anything with the Y under SKSE plugins is something that they used. Right? More informative console, Fusro Do, silent voices. Now, I use the uncapper, but they don't use the uncapper. Personally, I'm not using it. So check the mod site before you install it. There's a lot of stuff on here that I use that they don't, and vice versa. And like I said, when the Yash Guide comes back up, hopefully after the CCOR, well, I mean CCOR is updated, but I guess he's updating the rest of the mods. That's why the guide itself is down. But you'll see there's a lot of stuff in here that I wind up using, like floating damage. I always use this mod. I love it. It's simple and it's like it's like one of the stupidest things. It doesn't really affect anything except you get to see the damage over your enemy's head and then you have to adjust the values for it. But I like it, you know. Lexi's guide has a lot in there. Yeah, I'll open that up here. Hold on. Let me see which link it is. Special edition. Should be this one, I think. Yeah. So this, alright, stable version. Should be this. Yep, this is it. I'll do this. That's Lexi Guide. For those of you who wanted it. It's handy. The I'll do the Nordic Guide as well. I would do Yash, but I mean, you know, it's down. Let's go look at the Lexi. So there's hyperlinks everywhere. It tells you, it says you are here. Guide. This one's massive. Like you're gonna do a lot of reading. So Mel, you like to read, you said? Is that what you told me? You enjoy reading? It's a passion of yours? Next time. Well, I gave you the Nordic one. You have both of them. I'm not doing an audio book. What do you think? What do you think I'm doing now? This is essentially an audio book. You can't see me, so, you know, it's all audio. Of course there's a delay. It's YouTube. There's like a 7-second delay. There's a delay with the fireplace. Uh, okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going off my own list. Oh, maybe the stream went down. Hold on. There is a... with the fireplace and robe. Oh my god. I have no idea. Hold on, let me restart my freaking YouTube. It does this every single time to me. It's too much shit on my phone. I have to get rid of all the porn. Let's go into my channel. Let's open my channel up. Let's go to my stream. Thank you very much. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I probably do remember, but you know, you'd have to jog my memory. I don't remember stuff that happened 2 days ago. Alright. So stay at the system page. So that's the updated version. Thank you again, Wind. As always, coming to save my ass. You and Rooster. And Tim. Pretty much everybody. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Papyrus Util. It's not on the top here. This is where I put it. So, let's see. This all will open up more informative console. Because I am going to use this one too. Now, yeah, SKSE64. Alright, so SKSE 2.0.17 and SSE, this is the new game version, 1.597, mod manager download. So I like to do everything. Right. Pretty simple. It's right there. Double click, manual. Looks good already. Beautiful. Bring it back up. Top right underneath there. And then EMB helper. And since I'm on here, I just type it in. Once I have that second page open. Now these are for, like I said, you guys probably won't be running the same mods. But you'll see that it requires EMB. Well, we don't have EMB just yet. But we're going to. I have it open already, but if you needed to get it from here, this will also... Alright, my niece just got home, sorry about that. So this will also take you right to the EMB page. You can see I already had it up. It's the same page, embdev.com. So, what you're going to look for here is you're going to hit news, right? You're going to hit up top in the left hand download, right? And then you're just going to scroll down to the blues, find TES Skyrim SE, or if you're on a different version, use a different version. Okay. You're going to always want the latest version of EMB. So right now it's at 0.396. Okay. You'll see the other versions, right? But what you're going to be concerned with is download right here with the little arrow. Just click on the little arrow. It's going to manually download it right there for you. And just like I do with everything else, I plop it on my desktop. I minimize everything I don't need except for my game folder because this is where EMB goes. So just like I put the SKSE files here and the engine fix files down here at the bottom, we're going to do the same thing with EMB series. You're going to open this up. Okay, you're going to see a couple things. You're going to want the wrapper version. So double left click that again. You only need two things from this. Okay, you need under EMB series this d3d11.dll and d3 decompiler underscore 46e.dll. Once you have those two, you can copy and see how it says 2 right there. Just paste them right in and they'll fall in place. This whole thing on the left side here, you can just X that out. EMB series, you're done with that. So that is the actual EMB DLLs that you need, both of them. So go back to, you can close EMB series out as well. EMB helper. So now you have SKSC. Now you have the EMB requirements. Go to the files. Make sure it matches up for SSC 1.5.9 for this game version only. Okay. And then old Skyrim SC shader bundles. That's for the old version of the game. If you've rolled back your game or you haven't updated yet, most of the times they'll keep, older versions up, 1.573, 1.580. You can see. But I'm on the new version, so Mod Manager download. And then again, it'll also tell you here requirements. Hit download. Right. These download instantaneously. And then you could change the version to what it is, but if you want to, I don't. I have to fix this though. We have to set the data directory. And that looks good. And hit OK. Pull this up. So doing this is, you're obviously following a guide if you're doing it this way. The separators absolutely help. I never used to think they did, but they absolutely do. I gotta turn these down. Give me 1 second. I gotta lower a light here. So I have nothing but a glare hitting my monitor. Okay. I wish I could tell you guys it's more fun doing this. Downloading on console is even worse. It just mods take forever to download. And that's the thing about I don't know who unlocking the premium service for Nexus. If I go to my account, see it says I'm a premium member. I think if you go to the main, oh no, maybe it is. Let me go to my profile real quick. This will tell you when it expires, or I'm sorry, sometimes it doesn't. I have 4 friends, by the way, and I have 1 file uploaded to Nexus. And this is your endorsements. Having premium status unlocks the download speed. Otherwise, it's capped at 1 megabyte, I think, somewhere in and around that area, sometimes less. So you could pay, I think it's like $4.99 for a month. They do like 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, and lifetime. I think that's it, but I'm not 100% sure. But I know they're in there. But like, I think I took the lifetime the last time. If not, I took like a 6-month. But for $50 for the lifetime, it's definitely worth it because you have access to everything on Nexus, not just Skyrim stuff. Everything that any other game they support, all 847 of them. So anything you want to mod that you want to play that they have available, that's what you have access to. So that's what I'm saying. That's the best bang for the buck because most of those aren't going anywhere anytime soon. I like to get rid of the ones that I've used on the bottom. Let me go back to the Nordic guide real quick. Just because I like to keep it up as a base. Let me go to my mod list. Let me pull up mod organizer again. We have Papyrus utility, we have EMB helper, console utility, SSE, which should be in UI. It's here somewhere. Or not. It's not here. That's okay. Can always find it. There it is. So if you don't know what some of these mods are, if there's not a description, you can go into the posts, you can go to the requirements. Perfectly fine. Make sure the version is the same. Same thing. Download. Go back to mod organizer. Looks good. You guys think I'm crazy because I wipe clean. What's up, OCD? Yeah, you don't have to. Nexus is free. To sign up is free. You have access to everything, except for the speeds. You'll have access to all the games, yeah. Well, you said you have fiber. So I don't know, it might be different. Here in the States, it's capped at 1 megabyte. If you don't at least pay to use the service, like at least for 1 month. Yeah, out of curiosity, like what's your download speed if you're not paying for it? And when you type it in like you know uh, extravagantly. So I'm jealous because you guys with your fiber connections. I mean, I'm stuck on like 28 to 30 megabytes a second per download with my cable. So yeah, fiber might work different. It may vary from country to country, but definitely here in the States it's capped. Um, all right, Skyrim skill and capper. This one's fun. Well, we did stay at the system. So you could read these other plugins and what they do. Private profile redirection. Don't use this if you use EMB. The Yash guide has more detail on this. And I really wish I could bounce back and forth to show you why I bounce back and forth. Sorry about it. It's yeah, it should say it's capped. I thought so too, Wind, because I remember my first when I first purchased my first one, I did a 1 month. I didn't even know that I needed it. I did a 1 month like a week after I built my PC and had everything up and running. Those first few mods, like when I did my first loadout, I had maybe 100 mods, and at the time John Rose was helping me out, and I didn't pay for it. He never bothered to tell me. I think he assumed that I already paid for the service. Well, I had been on a member of Nexus for a while, but I had no reason to pay for any service because I didn't have a PC. So by the time I was done building mine, I completely forgot to, at least up it for a month. So I sat there, waiting. And then I remember telling him the next day, he's like, "Well, how far did you get in your load order?" I'm like, "Well," I said, "it took me all night, but I finally got to it." He's like, "How many mods?" I'm like, "Oh, almost 100." And then he was laughing. I had no idea. Then he's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "You have to get the premium service." Anyway, so the uncapper. We're actually going to tweak this as well. Skyrim skill uncapper here. Let's open this up. And I'll keep console util. So the requirements for this. Now this says the DLL loader, but the uncapper itself runs off of SKSE for special edition. If you go to files, you'll see it says requires SKSE, the DLL loader, or this DLL loader. Choose one to load this plugin. So you can run this off of SKSE. So we are going to download with Manager. Right. So this one's a little different. Like any other mod, make sure you set the data directory. So it looks good. Okay. Install it. And you're going to pull it all the way back up top. Now, before you do anything else, activate it. Okay. So here's the part where it kind of gets a little tricky. Now, I'm going to do something that's a little out of the ordinary. I'm going to go back to the description page here. And I plan on using Ordinator as my perk overhaul. The only reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is what this mod touches. This mod touches, well, read the description. Features: redefine skill level caps, skill formula caps, skill experience gain mults or multipliers, perks, gains per level, health, stamina, magic, carry weight gain per level up, training bug fix, tweaks for legendary skill. You can uncap the 100 skill plus everything else that it requires. So you could use it as is and tweak it how you like it. But I like to use Dirty Weasel Media's Uncapper Any for Ordinator. I'm going to open this one up separately to show you. Those of you who have used it before already know this. You already know this stuff, so don't worry about it. You'll see that it does require the uncapper, but don't download this yet. You can, but hold off on it for just 1 second. I'm going to minimize my window here. Let's go back to right here. Okay, we haven't done this yet. Let's you have to run this. You have to run the game through SKSE with the base skill uncapper. Because if you go into here, open this in Explorer. So you right click, open in Explorer. Alright, so it says SKSE, plugins. Well, you just have the DLL loader. Right? You have to generate a basic SK or a basic ini file for the uncapper. It's going to say uncapper.ini. The way to do that is just to run the game. Okay? So pull up SKSE since you have it loaded and hit run. That's literally it. Mine's going to take a second because I installed EMB. So you'll see I'll eventually get an EMB message in my upper left-hand corner from Boris. The very first time you load up, oh, you guys might not be able to see it, son of a bitch. I think I forgot to swap over on, hold on 1 second. And it won't let me do it. Streamlabs. Let's see if I can X out of here real quick. I might have just frozen my whole system. Oh no, you guys can see it. Alright. Let me go back. You should be able to see my game in like a second or two. I know there's a delay. Alright. Upper left-hand corner, EMB series 0.396. So you guys will see that message in a minute here. Okay, I'm not going to do anything. You're going to hear, the base game. Is it not playing for you guys? There it is. Okay. There's a major delay from my end. Okay. So we don't have to do anything else. We can quit out of here just like we did before. That's all you have to do. And I'll show you right here. Quit out of there. Okay. Let's see if you're all still with me here. Let me go over to the live dashboard. Okay. Let me check. It's all right. So now you'll be able to see my. Yeah, there's definitely a delay from YouTube. Give me 1 second here. Okay. All right. Now you'll see this notifications here. There are files in your overwrite mod directory. Let's go check these out. Right. So there's an SKSE plugin, Skyrim uncapper.ini. Okay. But we need to do something with this. You can collapse this if you want. This is going to go right into this Skyrim skill and capper, and this is how I do it. I always keep this a little bit lower here. Single left click, hold it. You're going to drag it right into that file right there. And did it not do it? Did I do it wrong? Yeah, it must be. Hold on, let me close this out. Let me reopen overwrite because it didn't take it. We'll pull it up like a mod. All right. You may have to do it once or twice like that. As long as it gets out of the overwrite folder. Close that folder so you'll see the message in the upper right go away. Okay. To check, to make sure that any file is there, do the same thing. Just open it back in Explorer again. And here's SKSE. There's your plugins. There's your INI right there. Now you could tweak this as it is. You right click and you're gonna open this with like Notepad, Notepad++. I think you could open it in WordPad too, but I have Notepad++ now, and I quite like it. Base Notepad is actually pretty easy as well. Let's get this open a little bit. So the author is Cassant. Your skill caps are all 100. This is base game value, by the way. This is all base game value. OCD, absolutely. Everybody's having. They keep freaking borking the game. It's terrible. It's ridiculous. It's a money grab. What I don't understand, and like, I told you, you guys know I'm against the Creation Club. Not for the fact that it doesn't put out moderately decent content, and I use that whole entire phrase very loosely. Some of it's really really well done. Some of it's just shit. It's absolute garbage. The problem is that people are gonna buy that. They're gonna buy the shit that's on there. That's gonna give Bethesda and probably ZeniMax, who's holding it over their head, to even do this, more incentive to go forward for future games, right? When I keep saying that I fear for what Elder Scrolls 6 could potentially be, this is why. I do not want to pay right from the bat. I mean, I'm already shelling out what it's going to be, what, 60, 70 bucks for this game when it's released by that time, right? That's pretty standard across the board, right? They're going to probably, by the time you're done, when that game launches, you're going to be spending at least 100 bucks, US dollars, right? 100 US dollars for all the other crap that they're going to initially launch with that game. Now, that game is set to launch with the next gen console, from at least what's been going around. The problem is they're going to go forward with that. You're going to continue to buy that stuff. They're going to make money, but you're going to basically be paying for all of their content, which is going to detract from actual mod authors who don't make any money, who make the better mods that are free, that we've been using for how many years now? and make them better. And they fixed the freaking game for them with the patches. So I know there's folks that like the CC content. I'm not gonna yell at you guys for liking it. I bought 3 of them myself, but that's before I realized exactly what the hell was going on. It just sucks. They're breaking the game. The problem is when the game updates like that for console, it doesn't get fixed. The only time it'll ever get fixed is if Bethesda patches it themselves, if they try to. That doesn't seem to work. Um, the unofficial patch team, you know, like Arthmore and his buddies, whoever's on that team, they can only do so much. They've done enough. They've already released a bunch of stuff, and like you really don't need the unofficial patch to run the game, but sadly a lot of mods require it. So it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. You can go one way, you could just buy CC content, but if you have the disposable income to do so, yeah, whatever. But everybody that buys into it is just ruining it for everybody else because they're going to continue to do it going forward, and it's ruining the franchise. It's probably all coming from ZeniMax themselves. But I could go off on a whole rant about that, but it's like anyway. I think I have before. It probably won't be the last time either. The uncapper. I like using this. I used to run Ordinator by itself. I like doing this because you could tweak these. You can literally, once you have this open in Notepad, you could set these values to whatever you want. I'm going to do something a little bit different. These are your skill gain multipliers. They are set to 1.0. 1.0 is default. This is base game leveling. Okay. So we're going to close this down. We're going to do something a little bit different. You can see now you have the uncapper any right inside here. I told you that I like to use Dirty Weasel Medias. Where is my, there it is. Okay. Console util we can get rid of. Uncapper any for Ordinator. You could load this before Ordinator. It's not gonna affect anything. Read the description if you want to. There's a lot of stuff here. This is the revisited that Cal did, right? If you want to watch the video is actually the install, so definitely recommend doing that. I've done this before, so you want this version down here, 1.1M. It's going to give you like what looks like an error. This is the latest version. Okay. You can even see if you want to go by the date too, and manually. Oh no, I'm sorry. Mod Manager download this one. Requires SKSE64. We're gonna do this a little bit differently. Mod Manager download. Okay, just like any other mod. So it's here. Now, it's got a different name, right? So you could do one of two things with this, right? Regardless, you have to set the data directory. That's you have to do it. Like I said, if you want to expand the files to see, Skyrim uncapper any. Okay, it's right there. For Ordinator, I'm gonna collapse these, right? Just so I open up a data in SKSE. I like to see what's under data just in case. So you could do it one of two ways. You can keep this name, and once you hit OK, it's gonna make a new mod, and you could put it directly underneath this Skyrim skill uncapper and run it like that. Okay, that's 100% viable to do, but that's not how I'm gonna do it, and I think even in Cal's video, that's not how he does it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna merge this with this simply by changing the name, right? So just backspace, just delete these. So you get to where it says Skyrim skill uncapper, right there. Okay. Now, because you already have a mod with the same name, it's going to either ask you to overwrite, replace. It's going to give you a nice little message here. Once you hit OK, make sure it looks good, right? Make sure that's like this. Hit OK. right? Mod exists. It does. Well, this is that mod. It thinks that it's this mod. It's okay to do this now because we're merging this file with this so we have one. And that's what we want. That's another way to do it. Like I said, you could make a separate mod, put it underneath. That's okay too. I'm going to merge it there. So, okay. Now you see how I got the 1.1M from the uncapper ini? That's 1.1M. But it's technically right. The uncapper itself is version 1.1, like Casson. The uncapper by Dirty Weasel, 1.1M. So you could do this. You can go to ignore update, and it makes it nice and green. Now, when you right click and you open an Explorer, there's SKSE, there's your plugins, there's your ini, okay? Right click and open with Notepad again. Now you'll see everything's changed. This is all of the files that Cal has modified for Ordinator. And again, you can come in here and you can change all of these values to whatever you want. If you don't plan, if you plan on having skills go over 100, but you don't think you're going to play longer, probably set to like 150 for everything. When I get finished doing my loadout, I'm going to come back to this. I'm probably going to set these at 200. Because I don't ever think I'll hit 255 unless I'm doing like a play that lasts me a couple years, like 2 years, which I doubt I'm going to do. You never know. Who knows? 255, but like it says, just don't go over between 0 and 10,000. Too low or too high will crash your game. Okay. This is what we're going to change too. These are your skills and how quickly they level. So, from the way he has his set, it looks pretty good already. But you can expand on it. Like I said, I'm eventually going to come back to this to tweak it for my character. But if you decide to use this, base this off of what character you have and what skills you want to use. Like if your character is going to heavily focus on smithing and you want it to level up faster, you would change this 1.0 to maybe 2, so it doubles the smithing speed. Should say double the speed of the experience you gain, right? I'm going to leave it at 1.0. Say you want something a level slower. What's that one here? Alchemy. Say you're a very alchemy reliant character, but you guys know how quickly alchemy levels in this game, right? And you know you're going to be using it the whole game, but you don't want to, be level 15 and not go through Bleak Falls Barrow without any other skills. Like you've been putting all your perks into alchemy, but you still want the potions, right? So instead of having it at 1, put it at like say point. Oh, hold on, I did it wrong. 0.6. I like to keep it uniform. I think if I hit 0.6, it would have been fine too, but 0.6. So it's a little bit higher than half the vanilla game's level. So you're going to level slower. That's basically how it is. I'm going to keep this at 1.0. There's nothing I'm going to modify right here. All you do is when you're done with your changes, you just exit out. If you've changed anything, it'll ask you to change. If you haven't, it'll just close out. And then if you need to go back into it again, just open with, like if I open it with base Notepad, there you go. Same thing. You change the values there, change the values there, change these values there. Notepad++ is a lot nicer. So get it if you don't already have it. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. The uncapper's done. You're done with that. I'm going to close one of these. Keep this up. Keep this up. Okay. So the widget mod, I have to get that one again because I accidentally lost that. I will get it again though. I think Master Zero sent that to me. Tim sent that to me. Gist, generally intelligent soul trap. I like this one. I think it's not on this one. It was on Yashed. Might be on this one. I'm not sure. We're gonna get a couple more before we get Gist. We're gonna get better jumping. We're gonna get floating damage. And here I'm gonna open Gist. Genuine intelligent soul trap. Okay. So better jumping. Requirements. Skyrim. Make sure your game version is the same. Download. Okay. I'm going to do a couple here in a row. We're going to get floating damage. Do the same thing. Always, if there's requirements, check them. But if not, they sometimes tell you. Requires. And then there's the version. We have the version, so we're good. Right there. SKSE version, that's the Skyrim version. 1.5.97, even though there's no points there. So, mod manager download. Okay. And let's get Gist at the same time while we're at it. So you can see requirements. This mod doesn't require, but these other mods are dependent on Gist. So, Soul Trap, you can see optional files. I'm actually going to grab the rustic patch. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. This optional patch allows partially full soul gems. Yeah. And merge them. Okay. So we got a couple mods here. I like to do them in batches like this, especially if they're like 2 or 3 large mods. You can get them all downloading at the same time. Let's do better jumping first. This one, you just set the data directory. This should be good. Floating damage, also the same thing. Good. And then base Gist already looks good. Yeah, okay. So let's try it like this. Let's control. Let's bring all of them up. Didn't bring floating damage for some reason. There we go. All 3. Sometimes it's hard for me to do that. Place all 3 right there. Activate, activate, activate. This one here, just make sure you take the Rustic Soul Gem patch. I'm going to use the mod Rustic Soul Gems. That's what this one's for. And what I do is bring this up. I don't activate it because I have to load. This is the patch. This goes, the patch for this, for Rustic Soul Gem, is going to go under the Rustic Soul Gems mod. And I'm going to leave myself a little note right here. Place beneath Soul Gems. Exclamation point. When I hit close, it's going to pop up a nice little note for me to hover over and tells me exactly what it is. So, but I don't activate it yet. If I activate it, sometimes it'll give me an error. But I'm pretty much going to finish off my core mods, like my user interface and stuff like that. UI stuff, Sky UI, Sky HUD, Immersive HUD, more HUD, Inventory Edition. There's others in there. I am going to do one other thing. And then I believe I'm going to go make myself some food because I am starving. I do have to adjust the ini file for floating damage. Otherwise, everybody that you come across within a very large radius will have numbers floating over their head constantly. It's a pain in the ass. It's kind of funny, but you have to change a couple of values, 3 to be exact. Just left click twice, select ini files, and there's your floating damage ini right there. Okay. What you want is going to be all the way at the bottom here, right? Near actors. You want to find this category here. You're going to change the only hostile from being false to true, meaning your enemies. So it's only going to target your enemies. Okay? If it was false, it would be everybody. So that's the first one. The near radius would be 7,000. That's way too large of a radius. So set that to 200. This is what the Nordic and the Ash Guide recommend. Okay. But the far radius is a little too far. So instead of 8,000, we're going to put it at 1,000. And again, that's what the guide recommends. List update time, leave that at 100. I'm not 100% sure what that does, but it doesn't say touch it, and I leave it alone. So only hostile true, near radius 200, far radius 1,000. Hit close. It's going to ask you to save. Say yes. And then when you go back in to the ini, it's saved. True 200,000. Okay. So that's it for me, guys. 2 streams in one day, and I have a whole load order to do. I have work tomorrow. I had 2 pots of coffee. I'm yawning. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And I'm probably going to mess my back up tomorrow. So I hope this helps, like the beginning of it. Especially, I know like cleaning of the master files is boring stuff, but it needs to be done. SKSE is important, obviously, if you want to run all the really good mods. Most of them require it. This mod list, yeah. When this mod list is the same one you were looking at, I have it up on it's on our Discord right now. I'm literally copying the same mod list right here because from what Tim told me, reverb and ambience and the vampiric drain spell. Sorry. The vampiric drain spell with reverb gets stuck on loop, which it was doing for me, and I didn't realize it. But I had this exact same setup with my red guard that you were watching the other day. This is identical. The only thing I changed in here, and like I said, you can see it's on Discord. PC load order. Yep. This is the vampire, but if you go under the pins, this is the new vampire. This is your JKs, right? This is my red guard. This mod list here for my red guard, and then this mod list for my vampire, I think there's only a couple different mods that are different. My audio stuff. That's literally it. So it's almost the same. Oh, and my weather and EMB. That's it. Only difference. And I'm not cleaning anything. I'm not. I think that's another thing that kind of borked me. I never had any issues not cleaning anything aside from masters. I usually just leave them alone. So we'll we already cleaned the masters. We're gonna leave them like that. But as far as any other mod, I mean, unless it's something that's like it needs you to manually adjust everything. I typically don't use mods like that. I've had no real issue running ELFX with the I think 6 identical to masters, or even on death with the 41 or so identical to masters. Any undeleted references, anything like that. That I haven't had any issues. So I'm not sure which one was the problem, to be honest, because I kind of did both at the same time without testing. So that was my fault for doing that, but shit happens. What can you do? So you guys have access to both my mod list and the plugins. I have both. I always link both. The audio is honestly good. I don't know why the audio mods say they need cleaning. I like I said, I think I messed something up by cleaning it. So you know, if I were to run loot, let's just say like I ran loot and I didn't clean anything and I got, the errors, blah blah blah. Like already have two warnings. Just mod configuration menu for this requires the mod to be functional. MCM by installing SkyUI. Well, we didn't install SkyUI yet, so there's no MCM for that. I can get rid of one of these warnings by sorting my load order. So if I go back to like plugins and hit sort, I mean it's not gonna sort anything over here, but it's gonna fix that. So when I hit loot, I'm not gonna have any errors aside from the gist one. Oh, because I have to sort it from here. Sorry. Hit this one. Now my warnings are down to one, and your script extender is up to date. So, but I don't recommend ever doing that. I do it sometimes with the main mods, core mods and foundation stuff, but that's it. Other than that, I handpick everything. But I want to give Lucidity a try. Lucidity and Immersive Sounds Compendium, just to see. I may test just Lucidity by itself. Like I was planning on getting to uh, audio today. But I'm like I said, I'm tired. I'm hungry. I streamed once already, and like I've been staring at the screen since like I don't know last night. Over 12 hours, probably 15 hours at this point. So Ren, thank you by the way. I do too. We'll see how it goes. I'm just gonna take it easy tomorrow. Hope my back doesn't give out on me. It should be fine. Like I said, I was feeling better the last couple of days, but it's only gonna be 30 degrees Fahrenheit here. So that's two degrees below freezing for us. So I'm gonna have to make sure I bundle up. I already did my laundry, so I got my my long johns, my long underwear, my thermals for up top, plus a hoodie, plus my work jacket, which is insulated, and big wool socks, big thick wool socks, 70s style, the ones that go up to your knees. Yes, I wear them to work because my boots go halfway up my calf, so they're big old steel toes. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Like I said, I'm going back to work tomorrow and Sunday. I don't know about a stream, but I'm gonna be picking away at this setup little by little. Um, Nesbitt may have a video out tomorrow. He did say he was gonna have one out today, but I know he ran into computer issues again, so that's all. As I yawn and I can't have any more coffee. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you guys found some of this at least informative. Hopefully, if some of it was entertaining, even though it's silly load order stuff. I will see you in Discord. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your day.